Hey YouTube, today I'm out here. I just walked out into the bush with my Bear Grylls survival kit. I'm going to see if I can build a fire, make some shelter, find some water, see if I can purify some water, just see if I could use this kit to survive in a real life survival situation. I just biked out here with the Norco Shore, and this is all I have is this kit, so let's see. Right here seems like a pretty good spot. There's a nice forked branch, not too high off the ground. I'm just going to try and make an A-frame shelter, just run something right down there to the ground. I'm kind of going by the theory that I should expend the littlest amount of energy possible. So, and obviously the least amount of supplies possible. So what I'm going to try and do is wedge this up against a tree. I'm not going to cut it, I'll just try and snap it if it's too long. But I'll just wedge this in the tree, and that way I won't have to use any rope or anything like that, and then I can just lean a bunch of branches against it and then use some spruce boughs as shingles for it, and hopefully make it kind of waterproof. Let's see if that works. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is just wedge this against here. The way I'm thinking about it is if gravity can give me a good solid lashing, then why should I expend the utilities of my survival kit and take out rope? So I'm going to try and make the frame for my shelter just with this. I don't want the shelter too much bigger than me, or else it's wasting supplies, so that should be good. That should make a good backbone for the shelter. If I can find a bunch of supports for this. Oh, this one's real solid, as you can tell, just nice and sturdy. That was sarcasm, by the way. And about a 45-degree angle is what you want. That works good because, well, especially if you have a Mylar space blanket, 45 degrees reflects the heat directly down, and it's a pretty solid angle to build on. So I'm going to go with that theory. I don't even know where I read that, but I'm just going to get back to work here, see if I can find a bunch of different sticks this size to give my shelter some frame, and I'll be right back. So say you find a branch that's a little too long like this one. It takes a long time to hack away with it with a knife and baton or a hatchet, or to saw through it. So what you find on the ground like this that's just rotten, a very easy and effective way to break it off: simply wedge it in between the crotch of a stick and just snap it off right like that. It expends very little energy and is a very efficient way to break wood. Okay, so there you go. I got the entire shelter covered without even opening up the survival kit. All I have to do now is shingle the shelter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go try and find some spruce boughs, which there is an abundance of around here, and I'm going to try and cover up the entire shelter. When I was out in the, looking for insulation for my shelter, I found this. It's a screw-on lid for something, but I'm going to use it to set my fire tinder on to light it so it's not on the wet ground, and I don't have to use any of my tin foil or anything out of my survival kit. So always keep your eyes out for stuff you could find. Alright, well, I got my shelter done here. I'm not going to tell you that it was easy to get all of the spruce boughs for it, because it really wasn't. I'll never take a machete or a hatchet or even a saw for granted again. I ended up using this little knife out of the Bear Grylls survival kit. It's got some serrations on it that were pretty useful for cutting stuff off trees and collecting these bad boys, but I think if I were to change something in the kit as of right now, I would put in like a Swiss Army knife or something like that that had a saw on it already, and maybe take this out. But anyways, I'm gonna try lying down in here and see if I can even fit. And I didn't end up using any rope or anything for this. It was just what I had. Now it's a little tight, that's for sure, but it'll keep me warm, and it's not very much space to heat up, so it won't take long to heat up. So that should work out for me pretty good. I feel like a dwarf sitting in there. Alright, let's get on and try and make some fire. What I'm gonna try and do here is just kind of clear out a spot to have a fire. I don't want any of this stuff catching, because this is all very flammable material. I'm gonna break some of it off and use it actually for kindling, because a lot of it's quite dry. Just some of this lower stuff here, we don't want to get caught up in the fire. So there we go. We got all of the knee height stuff cleared off. Oh, there's just some stuff hanging down there. So now we're just gonna kind of try and dig a hole. Have our fire in. That should be good. That should be a pretty safe spot. We're gonna keep the fire very low so that we can have it closer to the shelter. Yeah, I guess let's go collect some kindling and let's get the fire going. I've been lucky enough to come up on this, which is an old dead pine tree. And this is really good because, as you've heard of fatwood probably, it has lots of oils in it. And these oils are very flammable, great for starting fires. This is dead. It's up off the ground. It's dry, like look how easily that snaps. And it's got a lot of little twigs on it that are also very dry. This is like gold when it comes to starting fires. This will be extremely valuable, and there's tons of it here. So I'm gonna gather up a bunch of this, get some stuff that's a little bigger, and let's get this fire going. Okay, so I don't have very much kindling here. I have a little bit of cotton balls and Vaseline. The Bear Grylls kit comes with a cotton ball, but I added some Vaseline to it and wrapped it up in tin foil. So I don't have very much. I have more than this, obviously, but I'm not gonna keep the fire going. I'm just gonna get it going and then let it die out, because I don't need a huge fire right now. I'm basically just demonstrating the kit's ability to make a fire. So yeah, I'm not gonna keep it going. Don't have a ton of kindling, don't have bigger wood, nothing like that. I'm just demonstrating the kit's ability to get a fire started. So there we go, we have some flame. And I'll just keep feeding the fire. So there we go. Right now in a survival situation, we could have shelter, we could have fire. Now we just need to find some water, maybe attain some food, something like that. This will go right back away so we don't lose it. I've got this Ziploc bag here. That might be my supper. So I have the Ziploc bag here, and I have a coffee filter. I'm gonna try to run some of this water through the coffee filter and into the Ziploc bag if I can. And then I'll put a couple water purification tablets in it. I'm not gonna drink it because this water, there's literally like a dump about 3 miles that way. And I know a friend who went swimming in here once and he ended up with 3 different parasites. So this is not a clean place to drink from, that's for sure. If I boiled the water for 15 minutes, I probably still wouldn't drink it out of here. Anyways, you get the idea, but I'll do this just for demonstration purposes, and yeah. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna try and get some water purification tablets out of here. Here they are. So, what do the directions say? Okay, so I'd say that's about 1 liter of water. So I'm gonna add 1 tablet to it. And you have to let it sit for 30 minutes. Sorry, I'm a little congested. I have a bit of a cold. So, I'm just gonna open that up. There's 1 water purification tablet. And in 30 minutes, this will be crystal clear and ready to... No, but I guess if you had to, you could drink that. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd try and filter it out a little better. Maybe take off my shirt and filter through a couple times, see if I could find an old water bottle or something, and then I'd probably boil it after that because of how dirty this water looks. But so yeah, let that sit for 30 minutes and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, well, it's half hour later and the water looks the exact same. So yeah, I'm not gonna drink that. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it back down where I got it from. But I guess that shows you that the Ziploc bag and water purification tablet method would work. We managed to get fire, shelter, and water. In my opinion, those are the 3 most important. You can go quite a long time without getting any food. But I'm sure if we were here for more than 3 or 4 days, we would have been able to snare a squirrel or 2. So yeah, I'd say that the Bear Grylls survival kit worked pretty good with a few things added to it. I mean, the shelter we made without anything really. I used the knife out of there, but we could have used a different knife and it would have worked a lot better, like a Swiss Army knife, something that had a saw or a little bit longer bit of serrations on it. But other than that, I think it worked pretty good. We had multiple ways to do everything, multiple ways to start fire. We had cordage if we needed to make like a peyote deadfall trap, anything like that. So yeah, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5 stars now that I've actually used it. It worked pretty good, like I said, and I want to do this with some more survival kits, test out some smaller ones and see if for the extra bulk and size of that one, it's a little bit bigger than most other pocket survival kits, to see if you can get just as much out of them. Because from what I saw, I only used really 2 things out of there. That was the knife and the fire steel. Yeah, thanks for watching. JRock790 signing out.